It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Adam, a few shows back, you were talking about how actors back in the day related to a Love Boat episode. The lady was probably 80 years old, but in the show, the difference between her and her son was probably like 10 years when actually she was 80 and he was 40, whatever. I'm a little drunk, so maybe I'm misremembering some of this. But it made me think. I went back and watched Con Air again. Listen to when they introduced Cyrus the Virus, 39 years old, 25 years in prison, which makes him a bad motherfucker at 14. All right, love your show. Bye.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
All right, Dave Navarro is going to join us soon with Billy Morrison. First, we've got trending topics with Max Zapata.
Hey.
Max Zapata, 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 oh, Max Zapata.
Rock me, Max Zapata.
Well, he stands no more than 5'3". This puffy-head, horny, hungry Asian pygmy. Road trips with Carolla and sleeps in a drawer. Heard he's good with the ladies, Filipino man whore. Took a school bus trip all around the state. He got a big appetite, likes to clean his plate. His real name's Laksamana, but not to Adam. So we changed that shit up, now we call him Max Zapata. Max Zapata, 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 oh, Max Zapata.
Rock me, Max Zapata.
Max Zapata.
All right, so I'm glad that voicemail brought up Con Air because Nick Cage is trending right now. We'll get to that in a moment, but first, since you were talking about Con Air, Gina asked us yesterday, actually, I'm thinking Cliffhanger or Con Air. What am I going to watch first? Adam said Cliffhanger. I think, Brian, you said Cliffhanger.
I agreed.
I say Con Air.
Yeah?
Yeah, just for the cast alone, even. You recognize half the guys in there.
I like that. I like the premise.
Oh, the premise is awesome.
Con Air. Look, I love Con Air. It's a little bit of a dusty movie. There's dust in it.
I don't mind dust as much as you do.
But
I didn't work in construction.
Well, I recommend dustless movies.
I see.
There's a very dusty scene or two in that movie.
Cliffhanger's more snowy.
And just to be sure,
like snowy movies.
Face Off, a distant third.
Face Off is probably the best of those three.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget, Brian, he guessed 101% for Face Off in Rotten Tomatoes.
And I still won.
He was off by one.
All right, well, Nick Cage is trending right now because he has an upcoming movie, and they just dropped the trailer for it. It's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. We've been talking about it for a few months, where he plays himself trying to make his comeback. It's a very meta movie, and the trailer just dropped, and I must say, it looks awesome. So watch a little bit of it. Here's him with Neil Patrick Harris.
Nicolas Cage. Oh
Tiffany Haddish.
I love you. He was so good in The Rock.
What about Gone in 60 Seconds?
Have you seen Croods 2?
No, I'm 44 years old. Why would I see Croods 2? I've seen Face Off and Con Air.
Like Karen.
We got another offer.
What's it about?
You head to southern Spain and you attend a wealthy gentleman's birthday party.
I would never do that.
It's $1 million, Nick.
I'll take it. The guy that owns this house, what's his name?
Javi.
Yeah, Javi.
Mr. Cage.
Excuse me, is Javi going to want me to,
I'm not sure I understand.
Look, if Javi...
I am Javi.
Nick Cage.
And hijinks ensue. Looks super funny, super weird.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal.
There are no more rules
love
anymore
him.
in filmmaking. There used to kind of be rules, you know.
Huh?
They have to have a fake name or not be this, and it's confusing or it's
Oh,
blurring
dude,
the
Spike
line.
Jones kicked this door down with being John Malkovich.
I was going to say
Yeah.
the same thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
who's involved in this? I don't know if you have that in your notes. A
I-
director or anything like that? Because
I don't. I know it's like one of those, was it the black, with the scripts that they got?
Blacklist.
Blacklist, yeah, it was a Blacklist
Cool.
script.
Nick
So,
Cage is super talented. He's capable of good and terrible things.
Yeah. So everyone's...
He's a metaphor for what lies inside of all
There
men.
you go.
Yeah.
Greatness or destruction.
Yeah, so everybody's pumped that Nick Cage's comeback is going to be about a movie of him playing himself making a comeback. So
The Blacklist is the one where the assistants find scripts they like and pass it around, or is that something else I'm making up?
I think it may have started that way, but now you submit your script to the blacklist, and they're the best unsold or unsigned scripts of the year.
But wasn't the lore of that it was assistants?
I think so. I think that sounds familiar.
That started that off as reading scripts. That's my memory.
That would make sense then.
Brian, I don't know if these names ring a bell. Screenplay, Kevin Etten.
Nope.
And directed by Tom Gormican.
0 for 2. Still going to see it.
Yeah, it looks incredible, and everybody on the internet is hyped.
Does he take a plane to Italy?
Mexico.
Oh, that was
Spain.
Spain.
Or
Oh,
Spain.
sorry.
Spain, yeah. Well, he
Did he
definitely
take
took
a
a
plane
boat. I'm sure he took a plane, yeah.
You think there was convicts on that plane?
There better be.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to see this or not.
It might be too dusty, though. Yeah, Spain's
But he was
pretty
on
dusty.
an island, right?
He has to break onto the island.
That's right.
Do you have to dismantle a bomb on that island?
I mean, it's a movie.
Nerve
makes sense.
gas?
Yeah.
VX gas.
Yes.
Well, somebody who the internet is not that happy is playing an actual person is Kevin James, also trending today. He's playing. He has a Netflix movie coming out. Do you watch those straight to Netflix movies, Brian?
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
They're really watering down their brand.
Yeah,
They're like Netflix movie is more of a warning now than an advertisement. Like, oh, it's a Netflix movie. It's like, oh, fucking keep it.
Exactly. I feel the exact same way. So Kevin
Eliza Schlesinger may have made an effort in that department.
It was a group effort, but she was
strong
on the ship.
as we would have liked.
Yeah. I know there's that South Park joke like Netflix answers their phone.
Yeah.
Netflix, you're greenlit.
Yeah.
So Kevin James is actually he's in a movie coming up called Home Team where he's playing Sean Payton.
The coach?
The coach of the New Orleans Saints. So
I don't like this at all.
So it takes place. It's a comedy. It's like where he coaches his son's Pee Wee football team, and it's after the Bounty Gate scandal.
Sure.
Remember, because this is a true story. He actually did that. So they decided. So Happy Madison
Gina
produced
Bounty
it.
Gate, were a group of
Too much paper
assistants
towel.
in Hollywood. They were. I guess it was substantiated. It was they were essentially
Greg Williams got fired.
paying their defensive players to hurt
Oh,
the
right,
other team.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're
Talked
paying
about
out bonuses or bounties.
Gina thought it was
to
about
injure-
paper
I
towels.
did. I thought Rosie Greer was going to be there.
The quicker picker upper?
Yeah.
Bounty Gate?
That's right.
Taylor Lautner's in it. Rob Schneider, of course. Happy Madison production.
Okay, Kevin James. So we've established that Sean Payton, the coach, looks like the kid from the Christmas Tale movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ralph Billingsley.
They're the same person.
Yeah,
When you
I-
see him, Sean Payton, the coach, and Billingsley.
Peter Billingsley?
It sounds
Peter,
like
yeah, that's
it.
right. Yeah.
They look like the same person, but
Ralphie.
they don't look like Kevin James.
No,
So they need Billingsley to play that part.
he should have. Yeah,
He's the right age.
come on.
Come on.
Red
Put
Ryder
a fucking
BB gun.
visor on that guy and we got it. He acts. He's in the same age department.
It's a really bad sign for Netflix that this is a football movie about real people that we know, and I have marginal interest in it.
Yeah,
Like, it should be up my alley.
Everyone's saying like, okay, the coach who gets fired from put in suspension from the NFL and then coaches his son's Pee Wee team. That could have been a fake story. You could have made a fictional character do it. But everyone's like, why is Sean Payton allowing them to use his likeness for this? And of all people, Kevin James is going to play him. Yeah, so people aren't as excited about this.
When's
movie.
this coming out? Or is it just going
I think
into
it comes out next
production?
month.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Netflix is going to lose market share to Hulu and Amazon, and people are producing like good content. Like they're watering down their brand badly.
Yeah, I'm worried about it. But let's move on to TikTok here. Do you guys know what freegan is? Being a freegan?
Isn't it like
Oh.
if you get it for free, it doesn't count?
Yeah. So you're vegan, but if it's free, you
All
can eat
bets
it.
are off.
Go ahead. I mean, I've done it with keto, Frito. So
Fritos.
yeah, dude.
Fritos are Fritos.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get So a lot of freegans, they get their free food from dumpster diving.
Oh, I saw this TikTok
Yeah.
video. Yeah.
So wait a minute. You can eat meat if it's free?
Yeah, if you don't pay for it.
That's the freegan
because
diet.
you're not contributing
Right.
to I don't know. Maybe some
The consumerism of the meat industry.
version of this of a blood diamond or something.
Sure.
Right? You want a diamond ring, but you're socially conscious,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
don't want to contribute to blood diamonds, so you get them secondhand, or
Right.
something like that.
It's already there.
Yeah. So as I said, a lot of it is with dumpster diving, and this TikToker who calls herself or himself the dumpster diving freegan, I think it's herself. She's been going out and going into a Whole Foods dumpster, where she's actually been finding a ton of food. She finds organic chicken, beef, Beyond Burgers, fruits, veggies, and because it's 33 degrees where she lives.
Oh, there you go.
You're all
Right.
good. And she said she's found enough to feed an entire community. She posted these videos.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, so here's some of the stuff she's found here.
Dumpster diving at Whole Foods is nothing like I've ever seen before. Every time I come to this particular
turkeys.
store, I find cases of organic food that is thrown out well before its best by date.
$66.
Last night,
Look
I
at
found
the
enough meat
collection.
to feed an entire
Oh, my
community.
God.
I found everything from organic chicken and
wish
beef
she was
to
my
Beyond
mom
Meat.
growing
This is
up.
It was
Bounty
33
Gate.
degrees Fahrenheit outside,
Yeah.
so everything here was still super cold and had been recently tossed. Everything had been thrown out on or before its best by date, and as we know, best by dates are not hard rules, and everything was still good to consume. In addition to the meat, I found all this produce and yogurt.
Guac is
I
so
found
green.
everything
Lot
from
of
homemade
guac,
guac
and that's
to salad
that's
mixes
Whole
to cut
Foods
up fruits
guac.
and
That's
veggies.
not John.
Honestly, it just kept going. I've never seen any discount stickers on any of the items that Whole Foods has thrown out, and I left so much more behind.
That's shameful.
It is.
So that's
That's
it.
gross.
Well, what's their business model if they're throwing it out before the expiration date?
Mark it up.
Turnover.
Yeah. Mark it.
I,
Pass the savings on to us.
I
Yeah,
got-
Brian, you worked at a grocery store. What are they
Yeah,
doing?
we
No,
need
the grocery
answers.
stores I worked at, they had like, and all grocery stores do, except for Whole Foods. But if you look in the back, usually by like where the door opens
The
to
bathrooms.
the bathrooms,
Yeah.
they have the racks of like bread that's expiring.
Oh, there
That's
was
a bachelor rack.
Yeah.
There was a place that even Chris
Spotty
Carolla
bananas.
never went into out in like Sun Valley or something. It was the Hostess thrift shop.
Oh my God.
There was first
Like
off,
an outlet?
Yeah, 5 years after it was
does
made,
a
it expired.
Twinkie ever expire?
Yes.
Not to my
Seriously.
knowledge.
It's got all the preservatives in the world in it. There's no eggs or cream or
It's
anything
it's
in there.
mummified.
It's plastic.
Somehow things would end up in this Hostess. You know, if 89 cents was a little rich for your
Right.
blood for one of those apple turnovers or
Right.
something, you can go there and get it. So there was the Hostess thrift
Wow.
shop. I've definitely went to the bargain bin rack and looked
Oh, yeah?
for stuff back in the day. We in general, I got to tell you, in general, we are ugly American snobs when it comes to food.
Mm-hmm.
And I am sorry, Gina, but I feel like women are leading the charge on this. If now, not Olga. I had some cottage cheese the other day. Popped the top on it, had like a weird green spot. And I just looked at it, and Olga just went, "Hey!" And she took her spoon, she just flicked it off,
What
and
did she
went,
do?
"Go ahead and eat it."
What did she do?
Hi. And I was like, "Yeah, of course I'll eat it."
Wait, what was the food?
It was
Cottage
cottage
cheese.
cheese. Had a
Wow.
green spot.
Maybe we are the problem.
If
'cause
there's
no
cheese
thanks.
or salami or anything that's got some hair growing on, I just slice that part off. I just eat it every time.
I've done that multiple times until I read that if you see it on top, it's already taken root inside. But I don't think that's
I
affected you.
ate the cottage cheese
Inside your
last
mouth.
night. It was good. And there's a lot of like, oh, these eggs have expired, and I'm like, they're good, they're fine.
Throw them in water and
but
find
the
out.
date says it's like it's
there's a
fine.
sell by
Yeah.
date, there's a best by
Yes.
date, there's a use by
Yes.
date. You
Yes.
know the difference.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
just throw everything the fuck away. We do this as Americans. Most of the shit, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
And we've talked about this before. France is leading the way with this because I think it's like illegal to throw away perfectly good food. You have the grocery stores have to donate it.
Yes. Well,
We should do the exact same thing.
Well, Whole Foods actually put out a statement because this thing.
sure.
we were
went viral.
looking at $1,300 worth of food
Yeah.
on that table.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
She said, well, first off,
There
the
was
TikToker.
meat, lots of it.
Lots of it. And she said she donates it a lot to it can feed entire communities. She said she hasn't paid for groceries in about 2 years. And she finds it all within a 3 to 5 mile radius of her home. So Whole Foods, they've released a statement saying, look, we've donated over 180 million pounds of food to charity since 2013. What is she talking about? And because she keeps herself anonymous, they can't pinpoint exactly where this is. So
but what does that? What does one thing have to do with the other?
Well,
maybe they've donated, but
do.
they're still throwing away
Yeah.
copious amounts of food at
I'll
night.
give them a break. Say they're probably beholden to the law. You can't sell things past certain dates if they're printed on it. That said, you're creative.
I knew a guy who worked for
I blame
Red
their
Bull.
customers. These ain't, again, the
they're not buying
John's,
the stuff.
the John's market, you get the pig's feet
Oh, it's
and the
fine.
fucking cactus,
It's great.
and people are just
whole
fucking
fish.
cooking everything,
Yep.
eating full bouillon cubes
Yep.
and
Making my
rubbing
mouth water.
shoving a piece of cactus in their mouth.
you'd love my
They
John's,
got the
Chris.
fucking hoity, believe me, they're all Purelled up over on the west side there. That's a high. First off, these people, these are kept people. They got lots of disposable income. This is their clientele. It's not.
But would they even
I think at
notice?
your market, they wouldn't. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if it's an expiration thing or a date thing. I know it's not expired, but I'm blaming their clientele because I don't like them.
My market, and I told you this before, has gone super duper Baltic. It's all Eastern European. It's all like parts unknown. Like I got to bring in some of these sodas. They're like, basil and
Really?
crazy
Salted fish?
Yes, everything there is so Eastern European.
That's interesting because
There's the Odessa grocery store right across the street.
a market is just kind of like a local radio station. Like whatever the
Oh,
population
yeah.
is,
Yeah.
we'll start playing the hits.
It's very Russian.
And it was like all white trash when Laszlo Gorak
oh,
was
your
going
dad
there.
would be, I mean, your grandfather would be so happy now.
Then it went to Mexican.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
and by the way, if there's white trash, I think we can have Mexican trash too.
Sure.
It went to Mexican trash
fair.
at some point. Now it's Baltic.
Very, yeah.
Oh, good.
So I don't think it's women to blame. I think it's the legal system. It's the lawyers. It's the expiration
Yeah, if
dates. Like,
someone got rid buys it, like, I bought this, and my kid got sick, then fuck them.
I knew a shoe store that would when they threw out their shoes, they would take the tongues of all the shoes and just hit
Oh,
the
really?
razor, so dumpster divers couldn't get the free shoes.
Yep, that's-
'cause they'd
Well,
be
I don't show
liable.
them.
That's very common with high-end clothing. They slash all the clothes before
Really?
they throw it away because they don't want to dilute the brand by having just anybody be able to wear it because it's very expensive clothing.
Yeah, just get shredded clothes
Yep.
in the dumpsters there. So
I'll take this opportunity to recommend a solid documentary called Just Eat It. Just Eat It is about two couple that does dumpster diving, but it's also about food waste in America. It's only an hour and 15 minutes. Just Eat It on Hulu. It's pretty solid.
I got to tell you, for all the fucking people out there that never stop talking about the haves and the have-nots and the poverty gap and the wealth gap and Africa and whatever, I'm surrounded by people that are more than happy just to chuck food all the fucking time. I'm always just going, don't do it. No, I'll eat it later. I'll bring it in. I'll bring it into
If you have
work.
a dog, there's never chuck food.
yeah.
Not only that, Phil pre-chucks because Olga walked in. I got home later yesterday, and like Olga walked in, and she was like, where's the burrito? I said, nah, no burrito here. She's like, I had a burrito up here. And then she put it way up on the stove. Like, you think you can push it far enough back?
Oh, when there's a will, there's a
not
way.
for Phil.
I can't even reach that far.
I was like, I found a piece of foil on the ground when I walked in, but I did not find a burrito.
Phil.
And then Phil got the burrito. So, yeah, with Phil, it's Phil philosophically is the greatest thing ever because I hate wasting food or protein or energy. I just don't like wasting energy. To me, food is energy. It's fertilizer. It's diesel trucks. It's people's backs. It's harvesters. It's machinery. It's take it and truck it down the road and pack it. It's all energy to me. And so after I ate my spoiled cottage cheese yesterday, I will not put the bowl in the sink until Phil licks the bowl. I can only get so much out of there, but there's still residue of cottage cheese and a couple of kernels in there.
There's a nutrient in that bowl.
Right.
There's a little energy.
There's flavor.
Just a 2-watt bulb worth of energy, but there's a little bit
essence.
of curd in there, and I always feed a Phil. And it's 100% a mindset. Olga has it 100%, probably just because of where she comes from. I have it. No one else gives two shits. And I surround myself with people. I don't meet people that give two fucks about throwing. I see people just like scraping shit.
Right.
And I go, don't stop it. What are you doing? It's like it's beans and some rice. Like I ate the taco and now I'm throwing away the beans and the rice. I'm like,
Or at the restaurant, like, you know what that? Sure I am. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah, I'm the leftovers queen. I'll eat it till it's done.
My biggest battles are going out to dinner and having food left over, and they go, "You want to wrap up this broccolini and the rest of the steak?" And I go, "Yeah, bring the box." And they go, "No, we'll do it." And I go, "No, bring the box." And
You're
then
gonna do
everyone
it
looks at
wrong.
me and goes, "Take the fucking plate." And I go, "No, they don't. They give it a
don't
quick
care.
They don't care like I
Yeah.
care."
Yeah.
That's right.
I totally agree with you, and I've seen that happen actually many times. All right, well, do you want to do one more? Or you want?
Yeah, one more.
All right, let's do one more. So this is a social media thing. Over 300 scientists, they hit up Mark Zuckerberg because they want access to Meta's internal research on child and teen mental health.
And Meta is Facebook.
Yeah, Meta. Yeah, Meta's the new Facebook corp because it doesn't meet scientific or checking if it meets scientific standards. Like you remember that they had that thing. I think it was a Wall Street Journal post or the whistleblower article about what Instagram and Facebook and all that does to teenage girls, and yeah, so they're demanding it because there's some. Oh, it was a Wall Street Journal because there's some crazy stuff going on with like girls and social media right now. I mean, Brian, did you saw 7th Grade, the movie, right?
Eighth
Oh,
grade.
that's
Or 8th
great.
grade, sorry, 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade.
I saw the sequel.
The prequel.
Yeah, you're right. It is called 8th grade. So
Bo
I
Burnham.
remember watching that with some girls my age, and they were like, it was so cringy for them. Like they was like, I can't watch this. It's too crazy. It's too because of all the social stuff. Because they're my age, so they've dealt with social media, and it's like that. But then we'll watch a movie where people are getting murdered, and they're like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. But like that stuff, like the social anxiety that social media gives to these girls and what they have to do. Like
I loved 8th grade,
Yeah, it's so good.
the movie.
Yeah,
Same.
the data is starting to come in, and girls are suffering big time. Suicides up.
Are you worried about your daughter? I mean, she's in the
That's
thick
prime
of it.
time, man.
No, I'm not because she's very active. She plays a ton of volleyball. She's not locked in her room for any real periods of time. I mean, of course, these things sort of run through your mind. But in general, she seems fine, active, had lots of friends, that she's kind of hands-on, a little less stare at her phone all day. But Sonny's kind of that way too. Like I don't think it's as big an issue for them. The way they're growing up. But
That's great.
They just did a whole study where kids that were born during COVID, now they're 18 months old or whatever, they're having difficulty with like facial recognition and things
'Cause
like
the
that
mask.
because everyone's wearing masks. Fucking schools shut down for 18 months, all this social media shit, suicides, depression, like weight gain. Like we're fucking with kids and we should be aware of it.
So you're with these scientists, like, let's see the data. Let's look into this.
To me, it's like, well, they're a private company and they can do what they do. But on the other hand, we essentially did that with cigarette companies. We just go put them up on trial. Let's
Let
see
them regulate themselves.
let them find out what they know,
Yeah.
And it's funny that after that, cigarette packs start coming with pictures of diseased lungs
Black
and stuff.
lung.
Like, I wonder if your smartphone's going to come with a picture of you going cuckoo. Or you with a gun to your side of your head, like and wearing a dress,
A
the
teenager
pistol.
swinging legs.
Yes, yeah. Like,
Oh my God.
we're
example.
fucking with kids
Yeah.
now. And I think COVID just sort of supersized the cretinized the whole
Yeah.
thing, just shoved it into fucking overdrive.
Well, at the very least, let's go Andrew Yang and at least see some of the money from this shit of all of our data that's being sold and we see nothing from it.
Yeah, Yang's. Yeah, love that guy. All right, let's bring it home, X-Pana.
All right, thanks for listening. Check out the Water Cooler podcast.
First
Like
off,
an outlet?
Yeah, 5 years after it was
does
made.
a Twinkie ever expire?
Yeah,
Not to my knowledge.
It's got all the preservatives in the world in it. There's no eggs or cream
No,
or anything
it's
in there.
mummified.
It's plastic.
Somehow things would end up in this Hostess. If 89 cents was a little rich for your
Right.
blood for one of those apple turnovers or
Right.
something, you can go there and get it.